For several days now, there have been new restrictions on entry into the frontline city of Kostiantynivka. People with local registration, as well as evacuation groups, food supplies and humanitarian aid providers can enter without restrictions, as Kostiantynivka has become one of the most dangerous cities in the Donetsk region. Over the past 7 days, according to the National Police of Donetsk region, 16 civilians have died in the city from Russian shelling and almost 40 people have been injured. As a result, the decision was made to increase the number of evacuation crews from the White Angel police units and paramedics. They are the first to arrive at the scenes of shelling to help the people.
Every day, Russian forces carry out mass strikes on Kostiantynivka. Russian occupation forces drop up to 20 bombs on the population of our community.
Local residents can be seen in the streets of the city only after the curfew ends. From 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. people can move freely around the city and shops are open during this time. Valentina, a shop owner, has a bomb crater near her workplace. She understands how dangerous it is in the city now, but she doesn't want to stay at home either.
How do you go out every day? I go out. What else can I do? I'm all alone. What should I do? Stay home all day? Well, I'm planning to leave.
This area is one of the most shelled parts of the city. Recently, 6 people died here from a Russian bomb. Allah, a native of temporarily occupied Horlivka, who witnessed the tragedy, hasn't slept for a week. She's scared and wants to leave.
There is our Kostiantynivka market, where people were buying vegetables, and this happened after 11. Just this week, they bombed our district. The Market Cosmos area was bombed. I was walking to the Social Protection Office, and there wasn't a single house left intact. What is that?
The residents of Kostiantynivka are leaving the city in large numbers. In the past months, around 2,000 people have been evacuated. Most of those who remain are pensioners and people living alone.
Where can I go? Where should I go? I have no relatives. I am all alone. When it's quiet, it's bearable, but when the explosions start, the house shakes. It's very hard.
Despite the proximity to the front line, the hospital and all utility services are still operating in the city. Medicines are being delivered to pharmacies and humanitarian aid is being distributed to people.
The city still has electricity, partial water supply, and heating is still functioning. But we all understand that after each shelling, everything is destroyed.
Active fighting is ongoing in the nearby cities of Toretsk and Chasiv Yar. Over the past week, more than 100 strikes have been recorded, carried out by Russian forces on Kostiantynivka. According to local authorities, around 13,000 civilians remained in the city, and the situation is becoming more difficult every day. Reported by Alexandra Zasavets, Alena Hramova, Evgeny Karmazin, UATV News.
3 years without centralized water supply, nearly 6 months without electricity and gas, constant interruptions in mobile service, and relentless Russian shelling. Russian forces continue to turn Pokrovsk into ruins.
Was that supermarket? Yes, supermarket. When did it hit? Well, 3 or 4 days ago.
Volunteers from a neighboring region are documenting the new destruction on their mobile phones. They come here several times a week to help people.
Get ready. Yes, I'm dressing. Let's go. I'll wait for you. Hurry up.
Alexei packed only the most essential things for the journey. He says he doesn't care where he goes, as long as it's away from the constantly shelled Pokrovsk.
They destroyed the supermarket, a big goods store, with missiles. Private houses are also being bombed. Should I just wait until something else falls?
Volunteers admit that now there are far more people wanting to leave Pokrovsk district than before. People are afraid of drones, as Russian occupiers frequently use them against civilians.
Drones fly all day long. In the morning, you can see all these little things hanging on the trees from the drones.
Strike drones have become a major problem for entering some villages near Pokrovsk. These 3 elderly women were walking from the village of Zverovo, less than a kilometer from the front line. Servicemen helped them get to the city. Throughout their journey to Pokrovsk, they were protected by a Ukrainian drone.
Our guys protected us. Not a foreign drone, our own, was guarding us.
Once they boarded the minibus with the volunteers, the women couldn't believe they had survived. Throughout February, Nina lived in a cold house. The Russians hit her home multiple times when they saw smoke coming from the stovepipe.
In February, the water froze. I just sat there, chipping ice and sucking on it. I didn't eat anything, just like that. I survived.
Despite the heavy shelling of the city and its district, Many still remain for various reasons. Often it's to take care of elderly family members and animals that they don't want to abandon.
3, 4, 5, 6, 17.
Every day, Valentina feeds 20 pets. She says their numbers are growing daily. She has no plans to leave yet.
I'm not a waiting person. I just love my Ukraine and my homeland. That's who I am. And you understand, I can't just leave everything behind. My whole life has passed here.
Despite the fact that Pokrovsk residents rarely go outside and often sleep in shelters, 11 civilians were killed in the city in February. Currently, according to the regional military administration, nearly 6,000 people remain in Pokrovsk. Reported by Alyona Hramova, Yevgeny Karmazin, UATV News.